step in a presidential inspection is your curb appeal. That is the most important opportunity for you to capture that prospect before they enter your community. Let's begin with looking at the landscaping. The cleanliness of your property looks before they even enter the front door of the leasing office is the most important part. Is your pine straw or mulch in? Are your flowers lively and beautiful and colorful? Even if you're on a restricted budget, it's important to make sure that your landscaping is still alive and fresh. Another important aspect of our curb appeal is really literally at our front door. How does our doormats look? Are there any spider webs as people are entering our community? We want to make sure that as people come into the clubhouse, they already feel like we care about our product. Another important aspect of acing that presidential inspection, not only for that, but for your clients and our residents, is to make sure that the exterior of your community is trash-free. It's really the simplest and most inexpensive way to make a good impression. We all know how difficult the parking garages are to keep clean. Those are usually the most challenging aspect of our properties. Parking spots should be freshly painted. Please take note, if you see an abandoned vehicle, please make sure to let your courtesy officer know and the towing company. We want to make sure our community looks fresh and clean at all times. If you have a courtesy officer on your community, please make sure that they keep a light log, making sure that they walk the community and the property for any missing lights in your parking garage or around your amenity areas. It's very important that these get rectified by your maintenance team, as it becomes a liability issue for not only you, but for our company. Other than making sure that the light fixtures are all taken care of, the cleanliness of the parking deck is important. It's the second place our residents utilize the most, other than our business center and pool. Some of the items that are located on the presidential inspection about the parking garage are your lights working? Are the gates functional? Do you need to blow the area and make sure there's no brake dust accumulated with dirt? Those are just the most simple and easiest way to make sure the area maintains its cleanliness. If you have other capital improvements, please make sure to address them with either your regional or your regional maintenance team. Now that we've toured the outside of the community and have gone over the importance of curb appeal, let's talk about the second most important aspect of any presidential inspection or just even simple greeting, which is meeting your representative for the day. Thank you, Jacqueline. It's important that everybody feels welcome at your community. Stand and greet everybody, from the prospect to a vendor to an owner, at all times.
Good to see you. Could I offer you something to drink?
I'm fine, thank you, Jacqueline. Now that we've had a wonderful and warm greeting from one of our representatives, let's talk about apparel, which is another important factor in our presidential inspection and our greeting. Image and career apparel is very important in the sales process. We want anybody who visits our community to feel like they know exactly who they need to be working with when they enter the doors. If you do not have a name badge, please contact your marketing department. We will make sure to have one for you. We want everyone to feel good about what they do every day, and how you feel and how you dress is an important part of the sales process. As you all know, we sell our amenities, and how the amenities look at all time is important, not just for your prospects, but for the residents that actually use the facilities. Is everything in your amenity area functioning? If you have a business center, is the paper stocked? If you have a game room, is everything working? Everything clean? We want to make sure that if people are going to spend the money to live at your property, that everything that they have paid for is in good use. Aside from making sure that your amenity areas are functional for your residents, how does your refreshment and coffee bar area look? Let's make sure that throughout the day everything is stocked so that they can enjoy the refreshments. If you have a vending machine at your property, let's make sure it's properly working. If it's outside by your pool area, make sure it's clean. Sometimes with the weather, cobwebs and leaks happen with these services. Let's make sure everything is nice and clean. Again, this is another amenity for our residents to use. At our communities, we sell a lifestyle, and part of that lifestyle is making sure that our pool is clean and inviting. And to do that, as you guys see, Ron back here is maintaining the pool every day. One of the items that we want to make sure that everyone scores perfectly on that presidential inspection is the grills in the bar area at your pools. Those are the ones that get used the most and sometimes tend to look the dirtiest upon visits. Another key important aspect on the presidential inspection is the marketing component. You do get graded and audited on how your marketing efforts are working. Is your collateral fresh and updated? Do you have floor plans that aren't recopied and difficult to read? If you have items like this at your property for marketing purposes, please make sure it's functioning. One of the other items that we look at the presidential inspection is your model. How does it feel when you walk into the room? Does it feel cool? Does your AC work? We want people to get a feel of what their home is going to be like when they move into your community. Another item is, I know that we're all budget conscious, but we want to make sure that when you open the fridge that there's a sense of wow. Offer your prospect a refreshment as you're showing them the refrigerator. Another important detail that owners actually do recognize when they walk your model is making sure that your clocks are working appropriately. The purpose of a model is to make it inviting for your guest. How does it feel? How it looks? The smells? Are your pillows in order? Are your accessories looking great? If there's picture frames in your model, make sure there's something in it. Let's walk over to the bedroom and make sure everything looks good. Make sure in the bedroom of the model that the lighting is working and that the bedding is nice and neat. We want to make sure as people walk in here that it really does have that hotel resort feel. Make sure the lighting, toilet paper, shower area is clean and is very visible to your prospects. During your presidential inspection, you get a lot of points for this. The model is the important part of the sales process. We want to make sure, as you know, that we're representing their home, but that they have a great experience after the tour. A lot of our prospects actually put reviews about their experience on how their tour went, starting with the model.
During our presidential inspection, there are several items that we need to make sure that are in place. One of the other items that we look at during our presidential inspection is the clubhouse, making sure that all lighting is up to par and operational. Also, we're making sure that the walls are clean and pristine, all amenity doors are secure, and making sure that we have no trash in the area throughout the clubhouse. One of the items that we check during our presidential inspection is walking our market-ready units. Also, we check the apartments for punch sheets. Some of the items listed on the punch sheets are the appliances, flooring, HVAC systems, and also that the units' locks have been changed out from the former resident. As maintenance, we need to be dressed appropriately at all times. We need to make sure that we have our uniforms up to par, crisp and clean, belts, everything tucked in and ready to go for our average workday. Also, one of our recommendations is to make sure you try to have steel-toe boots on. Any proper shoe will suffice for any day-to-day operations throughout the property. Please make sure that you pick out the uniform that you will need for the particular season and region that you are located. ID badges are needed throughout the property on a day-to-day basis for after hours and during regular office hours. Make sure the ID badges are secured with a clip and not with a lanyard for safety reasons. If you have any tattoos, make sure they are covered during normal business hours. Please make sure that your hair is cut, groomed, and pulled behind your face. If you have dreads, please make sure that they are tied behind your head. If you have facial hair, make sure it's groomed and neat. Make sure that the bathrooms during the presidential inspection have been checked for cleanliness. Make sure that they also have soap, paper towels, and toilet tissue in place. Make sure that the fitness center is clean, fully stocked, and ready for residents. Another item that we check during our presidential inspection are the mail rooms. You want to make sure that the mail doors are secure, that the mail room area is clean and ready for residents. Also, during our presidential inspection, we make sure that we check the maintenance shop. We make sure that the doors are secure at all times. We make sure that the shop is clean, organized, and all bin boxes are labeled.
It's not just important that your community looks beautiful and is clean, but that your files are in order as well. Part of the presidential inspection is making sure that we review at least 3 files when we visit the property. We want to make sure that the checklist matches everything in the file appropriately. As you all know, that if the files aren't in order, you don't get paid your commission, unfortunately. It's not just enough to make sure that your file is in order and is organized. It's about the content. Is everything in Yardi matching up as exactly as the lease states? That's very important. Part of the reason why we use the files as our presidential inspection is because for fair housing purposes, we need to make sure that everything on the file is accurate. As a community director, when you're signing off on a lease, that means that you're telling us that everything is 100% accurate. Another important aspect of the assistant manager role is the accounting piece. We want to make sure that everything that's in Yardi is 100% accurate. The presidential inspection sets the standard not only for our community, but for our company. It is a way for our owners to see exactly what we do every day. We value what you do every day. If you need additional assistance, please reach out to your regional director or your maintenance team. Thank you and happy leasing.